Now, going back to the examples, some real life examples of where, where SuperStream has tripped people up. We had a case a couple of weeks ago where very, very simple situation, very common situation. People go out and they're looking for property for a while. They finally find one, put a deposit on it, as a non-concessional contribution. They commit to buying that property. Turn around to the accountant and say, hey, look, we've got this property we want to settle on. Got 2 months to get, or a month to get everything sorted. Please go and organise everything. So accountant in a mad rush goes and establishes the funds and gets the tax file number and all the rest of it. And that all went fine. But then when they went to their industry fund to roll the money across, the industry fund said, no, there's a problem in the system. And so you sort of kicked off this exercise where the accountant had to go in and talk to the tax office and talk to the industry, and to try and work out where the errors were. And again, they were insisting, look, the problem's with you, it's failing. After many phone calls, and the ATO saying, no, Mr. Accountant, everything you said is fine, it's all working here. And I said, well, look, let's go into our, they had, there's a communication thing that goes between the ATO and not so much the industry fund, but there's a database that sits between the industry fund. Let's go, was it Super Tick or something? And let's go and check that. So they ran the reports or ran the test, and that's where it failed. And what's transpired is that even though the industry fund had the right details and matched what the ATO had and matched what the accountant had, one of the data entry that had occurred in the industry fund when they were entering the data into the Super Tick database was wrong. There was something small that was wrong. We still don't know what it was, but as soon as that was fixed up, everything went through. Unfortunately, though, in the meantime, this person had committed to buying a property. So where we got involved is the accountant rang us up and said, look, we've run out of time. They need to get this done. They need to get this settlement happening, or they're going to lose a deposit. I think it was a Queensland property that, it's quite harsh. I'm just letting you know, the members are going to be lending money to their fund. What happens next? So you can imagine, it's a straight out breach. And I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I believe they were going to go off and do the voluntary reporting of the breach, but they basically said, look, we don't want to lose our 50,000 deposit. So through no fault of their own, through this SuperStream sort of system, basically they were potentially going to lose this, 50,000 bucks. So I guess what I would be saying to accountants is advise your clients, look, I mean, in the old days, it was okay to commit to a property and then set up the fund. I don't know if that still works. It may be, you might have to set up the fund, get everything ready, maybe even trial. I've heard one accountant said, look, in future, what he's going to do is line up all the ducks and, granted, he won't necessarily transfer the full amount of a member's benefit across into the new fund, or it just sits there in cash while the person looks for a property. What they might do is transfer $1,000 and just see if that actually works, just as a test. So be aware of that. This red tape is potentially going to get in the way of, doing these property purchases.